face on.
Preparing to live stream for YouTube. Come on.
We're live, it says here. Live on YouTube.
We're live?
That's what it says on my thing. I haven't checked it on another thing, but you're gone.
Am I here?
I just see your icon. Now I see you big.
Now you can see me, can you? Is that it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Here we go. There we go. I think we're live. Just bear with us, guys. If you can see us, if you're joining us, there we go. We are live. I'm just checking the chat room is working. Hi, everyone.
Hello, everybody.
There we go. Hi, everyone. Okay, so hello, guys, and welcome to another live with myself, the MacMaster, and Timothy Dowd from Living with MS in Tenerife and timothydowd.com. And it looks a wonderful day over there at the moment. You're making me jealous.
It is beautiful. Let's take a look at this, pals. Oh my gosh. I'm on my balcony banter. It's probably about 23 in the shade. And I don't know if you can see me because I can only see you. So I hope they can see me here.
I can see you. You look great.
And the Kalima's finished now, so it's nice blue skies, wispy white clouds.
It looks absolutely beautiful. It looks gorgeous.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I could just dive in that pool right now. Oh,
yeah. Well, you know what I've done as well? I'm on my house Wi-Fi, so I can't move around too much.
It's it looks very wonderful. Don't show me too much. You're making me jealous. I've got some questions for you today.
Go ahead.
We all know what question number 10 is. We've got a lot of people joining in the chat now as well. So welcome, guys. Welcome, everybody aboard. If you've just joined us, we're live from the island of Tenerife with Timothy Dowd. If you're watching on catch up, by the way, I will put Timothy Dowd's YouTube channel details in the description below. You'll now, if you look now on live, you'll not see one because it's all done through Zoom. So, and if you want one of these T-shirts, by the way, Tenerife Departures, let's go to Tenerife 2021. I'll put that link in the description down below.
Why would I want a Tenerife departure? I want a Tenerife stay here.
I'll swap you. I'll give you a T-shirt for free if you let me exchange. Look at that.
You've already promised me a cap that you never gave me.
A cap. I'll have to bring one with me next time. In fact, I've got it somewhere. It's here, so I'll bring it with me when I'm on my way back. When I come along on, well, you're going to tell me that.
Question 10, yeah. Question 10.
Question number 10. So, hi guys, welcome aboard, everybody. If you have got some questions for Tim, by the way, can you see the questions there at all, Tim, or not?
You know, I can't. I can go on more, and it says raise hand, chat, meeting settings, minimize meeting background and filters, disconnect audio.
Oh, don't do that. I'll tell you what. I'll read them out for you if they've got any questions. So, first of all, we know the weather's lovely. The Kalima's gone, but actually you can see. Is that that island at the back of you, La Gomera? It is, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah. So we can see La Gomera. Always a good sign. If you can see La Gomera, you know it's going to be a lovely day. All you guys that are watching on there, hit that thumbs up. By the way, guys, doesn't cost you a penny. Just smash that thumbs up, pushes it out to YouTube. So, Kalima's gone. Weather's lovely. You said it's 24, but it's 28. Come on.
No, I said it's 24 in the shade. Or 23.
23. Oh, it must be bright. Must be bright. Just use your finger.
Here in the sun, 28 all day, every day.
That's it. So hi Ann Elton, hi Chris, hi the Cockney Sparrow, Lynn Rowlands. Hello Lynn, how you doing?
I know all these people.
They're all watching, so welcome aboard. Chris Aylen as well, we've got there, Elaine B, Paul Thomas. So first of all, what's the COVID levels over there for people that haven't watched your channel? You normally do give all this information.
I do. In fact, I'm doing a podcast every lunchtime now where I put the latest figures in every day. And I don't have it with me. I've left my iPad over there. Hang on. I've just got to go and get it.
Okay.
I'm wired up. I'll take you with me. I'll take you with me.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. the thing is, what will happen is I'll probably jump off my Wi-Fi.
I'll try not to cut out. I could have carried on.
I'll try not to cut out. I can rejoin again. Got my iPad.
There we go. So we can get all the COVID levels. I need to know what
all
they're
the
like.
COVID levels.
Now, you had gone, because there's levels of what you're in at the moment, isn't there? Like, you're in level 2, is it?
Yeah, there's 4 levels here.
Yeah.
We're in level 2. I can tell you all about that as well, and what we can do there. So the COVID levels at the moment, and I write them down every day for the most important one in my notes. And the COVID active ticker for the 22nd, which was yesterday, because they come out at 2 o'clock, but they don't get published really till about 3. We don't see them till about 3. So where's my
you look for that? I'm going to say hi to a few people. You're looking for the information.
yeah.
I'm not ignoring everybody, by the way. I don't want to just keep reading out comments. I want to try and get you a little bit of information on here. So I do apologise. I'm not ignoring your comments. But David Thompson, Brenda Morgan, Anne Elton, Chris Ayling, Aaron Bloomberg, how you doing? Sharon Freeman, Cockney Sparrow, Julie Poulter, Lisa Crane, Mark Hibbert. Hello, everybody. We're going to try and get a few questions. If you've got some questions to ask Tim, he is the man who knows.
Except how to turn on the Wi-Fi.
And if he doesn't know, he'll tell you.
I'll find out. It's okay. Here we go. So let's go for the 21st first. The 21st, that was 2 days ago. The Canary Islands are 6,252 active cases, so totally active cases. Of Tenerife, 2,243, which was up on the day before. And then today, the total is 6,148. So the whole of the Canary Islands is down, but Tenerife actually went up 1. So it's 2,244. So as a Canary Islands as a whole, we're coming down, but Tenerife is going up. And I put it down to the Carnival the last week. So more people were going out and meeting other people. So there's been a sort of a bloom of cases. Not very many, so it's not in the thousands, but it is in the hundreds on the island itself. In the south of the island, I also monitor that. So Arona, which is Los Castellanos, Las Americas area, it was 79 on the 21st, and yesterday it was 80. So it's only went up 1. So that's acceptable, I would say. Adeje was 104 the day before, went up to 107. So that's acceptable, I think. Granadilla de Abona went up from 82 to 87 cases. And the 7-day average has gone from 42.4 to 44.7. Now, the average is what they use to put us in different levels. And we've got 4 levels. Level 1 is basically curfew from, no curfew. Level 1 is no curfew. Bars can open till 1 a.m. You can have 10 people on the table, 4 people maximum stood at the bar, but with 2 meters between them. So you can have quite a long bar for that. 100% of the terrace and 75% of the interior they can use for hotels and restaurants and bars. We have went up from level 1 last week to level 2. Now, unfortunately, last week was Carnival, so they put special measures in place to say curfew was 10 o'clock. So we never ever got the benefit of the level 1 anyway. So going from level 1 to level 2 in real terms has given us an extra hour, because now we can stay up till 11. So that was a bit weird. So the curfew is 11 till 6. And in the bars and restaurants, there are only 6 people allowed on a table, unless you're from the same household. So if you're a massive family, you can sit together. But if other people you don't know, maximum of 6 people on a table. 75% of the outside terrace area you can use, 50% of the inside area, and only 2 people sat at the bar with 2 meters between them. So it's like 6'6" between you. So a policeman lying between you, that's what you need if you stood at the bar.
Well, if you go with friends in your bubble, surely you can sit next to each other.
Basically, there's no such thing as a bubble here. What they're saying is you can sit on the same table. 6 people can sit on the same table. In fact, it's worse than actually. The rule of 6 here is public and private areas. So you're only allowed 6 people. You're only allowed to meet 6 people on the street. If there's a 7th person comes in, you can't meet anymore. But they're not sort of. I think what happens in England is we try and look at the rigid rule and try and find a way to get around it. That's the typical British way of doing it. And here, basically, it's sort of like, be careful. You know, it's more of a sort of a manana type of attitude, but just be careful. You know, don't shake somebody's hand and kiss them and then rub your face. You know, so if you're like 1.99 meters away, you're not going to die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just be careful, be aware that you shouldn't be in crowds, know the people that you're with and what they do. And because being in a bubble doesn't really help, because you don't know that one person in your bubble might be in another bubble that's in another bubble that's full of COVID, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
bubbles is a false sense of security. So just be aware of yourself, be aware of your surroundings, don't touch stuff and touch your face, wash your hands regularly with soap. Not this cream or antibacterial or alcohol and all that. Really, all you need to do is to dissolve the lipid, you need normal soap. So the virus is held in a little piece of fat. And you can imagine dish soap going on a fat in a pan and it sort of goes away. That's what you need. So wash your hands with soap.
Very good. I've got a quick question here. I want to come back there about the carnival. Does the 25th of June look possible? John Gilbert says. What do you reckon?
Everything's possible at the moment. The UK is actually barred from Tenerife by two laws. The first law is the UK law, to say that you're not allowed to leave the country on a whim. And I think Boris announced something yesterday to say there's like 4 phases of making that better, starting with the 17th of May, was it? Where you could get, I think it was May, was it?
I think it was, yeah.
I think 17th of May, you're allowed to have a foreign holiday. So you can go to Wales. And yeah, so that's the beginning. And then I think the 21st is free for all and what have you. So that's the first thing that's stopping you coming, is your laws. The second thing that's stopping you coming is just before Christmas, there was this scare in the southeast of England that there was a new strain that was deadlier or more contagious or totally different, mutations and all that. And of course, the media got hold of it and the scientists got hold of it. And they did say, yes, it probably is more catching or probably is worse if you're going to get this one. So a lot of countries, especially in the EU, reacted to that by banning Brits coming until they knew more. Now, in Spain, you can't do a total emergency law that lasts forever, because that would be, it could turn very quickly into dictatorship. So we can only pass emergency laws here for 2 weeks. So they have to be reviewed every 2 weeks. And the review has to take place 7 days before the ban runs out, which is today, actually, I think. Is it 7 days till the 2nd of March? I think it might be.
I think it might be, yeah.
I think it might be, yes. So I think it's either today or tomorrow. So they had to make the decision today whether they're going to extend the ban. At the moment, the ban for UK nationals entering Spain is actually only until March the 2nd, but that's only because we can only ban you every 2 weeks. So we should know today or tomorrow whether the ban's going to be extended. I think it is, because to lift it when you're not allowed to leave would be a bit silly, first of all. And secondly, it's another sort of barrier, I think. Sorry. Another sort of barrier to getting people's head right, you know. So I think that it'll be extended another 2 weeks, and that will keep going until Britain moves. Let's assume the British figures are going down. They use the R rate, I believe, not the incidents in the last 7 days. So we can't even compare apples to oranges here. And also, we're only 900,000 people on the island, so our R rate would probably be quite high. So it's probably unfair to measure that. But we are safe. We feel safe on the island. But I don't think you're going to come until both governments relax those two laws. So I hope that answers your question.
Okay.
But June the something? June the 21st?
June the 21st. personally think that it will be back by then. I'll come to question 10. Skip the middle ones. Somebody else has just put, Robert Masters has put, which I was going to ask you actually, why weren't the carnivals cancelled, and what carnival was it?
Okay, the carnival was cancelled. The carnival is a typical, like the Rio Carnival. It always happens in February. It's always the second Tuesday, I think. Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras.
Yeah,
that's what Fat Tuesday is. So Mardi Gras is all over the world, really. Britain's not very big into carnival, I don't think, or it means something different. But it's quite a big thing in the sort of Latin American, Spanish cultures, and so we are if not the second, maybe the third biggest carnival in the world in Santa Cruz. So they did cancel it. They did put the 10 o'clock curfew instead of 11 o'clock. In fact, it was 10 o'clock curfew instead of 1 o'clock because we were actually at level 1 at the time. Well, they said, don't go out and party. But obviously, there isn't There isn't a carnival train that you can go and watch, but people are in the carnival mood. So they made their own carnival parties. So it wasn't that the carnival was the problem. It was the carnival season that was the problem, the banning of the carnival. And to tell you the truth, it's, to me, people need to blow off steam. I mean, the reason they did this carnival thing in the beginning, I think, was very religious, to blow off steam before you go into Lent, because they know you can't control a population if they're not blowing off steam once in a while.
Yeah.
So it's a sort of it started off as a controlling thing, and we can't control it. We can't really control it unless you sort of put army on the streets, and we don't want to do that. Well, Carnival was cancelled. The official Carnival was cancelled, so we can't blame the government.
And somebody's asking as well what your channel is. It's youtube.com/LWMST. If you're watching on catch up, the description will be in the link below. And we've got the Klima's gone then. Yes, it has. For people who've just joined, by the way, we are live with Timothy Dowd, live from the island of Tenerife in Callao Salvaje. Have I said that right?
The double L is a Y, so it's called Callao.
Callao Salvaje.
Callao Salvaje.
That's where
it's
we're
really
live.
Weird. It means Savage Cove.
Savage Cove. I like it.
Yeah, and the one down here, I don't know if you can see the waves. Let me just see if I can get it to see the waves.
Oh, I can, yeah, I can see the waves. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So when the wind's in the right direction, the waves come in and they crash into that cove there. And we've got like cliffs going over towards Playa Paraiso, which is over here.
Oh, nice.
That's all the people that say, all the people that say Playa Paraiso is a quiet place. They're right, because it's like one street, but it's got a lot more to offer than people think. And also, if you want to go for a night out, you're just a 20-minute taxi ride away. Not even 20 minutes. It's a 20-minute bus ride, actually. It's probably about a 5-minute taxi ride down to the Costa Adeje Fania Bay. And we are actually the Costa Adeje here as well. So if anybody wants to go to Playa Paraiso, there's 5 hotels there.
One of them is the Hard Rock.
Hard Rock Hotel. Then you've got the Roca Navaria, which is a 5-star all-inclusive. The brand new H10 Sunset, whatever it's called. The Bahia Principe, which is actually two hotels in one, which is the same as the Disney one down by the airport, but without the planes going over. And they got the Rui, or the Rio, which is also a 4-star all-inclusive. So it's quite good. And they've redone everything. They're repaving all the roads. There's a brand new Rosa Center there with shopping, outlets, cafes, bars. There's even a Burger King and a supermarket. So basically, yeah, it's if people want to come over, and you can always pop over to our village through the banana plantation. Takes 12 minutes to walk it, or 15 minutes from the other side. So yeah, if anybody wants to come, it's a nice place to come. No discos.
Somebody's asking here, David Thompson, how are the jabs in Tenerife? How are they going? And when is it planned to, what's the roadmap for your jabs out there?
Well, the roadmap for the jabs is a bit shorter, or no, I'll start that again. The roadmap for the jabs is taking longer than Britain because of supply. The supply is being controlled by whoever's controlling it, and it's being distributed by the Sanidad, which is the government's health service, like the National Health.
Yeah.
Their plan is to vaccinate everybody in an old people's home, the frontline workers of an old people's home, everybody who is old and needs care at home, plus the frontline workers that are doing other jobs, then the carers of the people who are at home, and then the general population. So we are on track. So of all the vaccines that we've received, I think 99% of them have been issued. We've also been pretty good in giving the second dose. So we make sure that the people who really need it get both doses in the right time frame before going on to the next lot. So Christina and I, because Christina's disabled and she's being cared for at home, we'll probably be in the next lot. But Sanchez has said that the goal is over 70% of the population of Spain by September. So that is the goal. And according to the roadmap that's been published and the strategy, we are on track. So it's not as fast as Britain, but we are on track based on the roadmap. I hope that helps.
That does help. And Alan Stewart has a point here as well. But by the way, guys, I'm not ignoring anybody. What I'm trying to do with this video is get as much information from Tim as I possibly can. So I'm not ignoring you. It's a kind of a different vlog. We're trying to bring as much information as we can out of you while we've got you. Alan Stewart is saying, I'm thinking the PCR test will be replaced with a vaccine certificate for when you've had both jabs. That's a good point. Do you think that will happen? Or do you think we're still going to have to take these tests before we come across and give them the information that we've had the tests? Or do you think it's going to be both?
We need to roll back slightly. What is the vaccine and what's it for? And what is the test and what's it for? Right?
Well, so, do we have a COVID-19 test before we come? If I've had the two jabs, the COVID jabs, if I've had them two jabs, do I then need to go and get a test? Do you think, well, I need to get a test to come across to Tenerife? Because then I've already had the jab, so surely I'm safe.
No, that's what I was about to explain. The jab doesn't make you safe to other people. It only makes you safe to yourself.
I've heard this, yeah.
So you're actually what a vaccine does is help your body fight the illness that you've got. What the test does to see is whether you've got the illness or not. So there's four cases here. You've either not had the jab and you don't have COVID. Test is making you safe. Yeah. You have had the jab and you don't have COVID. That means the test tells you you haven't been infected and you're safe in yourself. Or you haven't had the jab and you've got COVID. That means the test will tell you you're going to get sick and you are contagious. And if you've had the jab and you've got COVID, you're going to get sick less, but you're still contagious. Right. So you need the test to make sure that you're not infecting anybody else. What the vaccine then does is say, when everybody's vaccinated, it doesn't matter whether you've got COVID or not. It's like the flu. Yeah. You're not going to get really sick from it. So that I don't think, and basically a vaccine passport is a thing that's bandied about without really thinking what that means. So I don't want to get political on the channel, and you said to keep it light, but Ursula von der Leyen, who's the president of the European Commission, did mention that she said, well, we can start doing passports for vaccines. And there was a big up in arms about it, because what that does, it disenfranchises all the poor countries or the countries that can't react as quickly as the West. And I know that Britain has got the handle on it because Britain invested in a lot of different pies to get the vaccine. So they're getting it first, you know.
Yeah.
And what's happening, that other countries are hoarding it. They have too much that they can't use, you know. So what the vaccine's doing is making those countries that can't vaccinate the population either at all or as fast, is just disenfranchising them to, say, travel ban. So it's a sort of a population control type thing. And so I don't think the European Union is going to fall for that.
Okay, so that answers that one. And
sorry to be heavy, like, but
no, it's absolutely fine. We've got lots of comments in here. Hi, Neil Bland, by the way. How you doing? So mask wearing, do you think that's going to be lifted? Face masks out in public. Last time I was there, it was a little difficult because you had to wear it in 28-degree heat and everywhere you go. Has that been lifted? Will it be lifted? Or are there talks of it being lifted?
I have not heard anything about the measures being lifted. Mask wearing is basically a way to stop you spitting onto a top that somebody else touches, and also if you're talking to somebody or if you're in an elevator, if there's something in the air. So a mask is sort of a lot of people say it's important. I know there's two different camps on that, but a lot of people say it's important, and I think that'll be the last thing to go. But I also think that when they stop it, people will still wear them. I think that some people will just say, I'm not feeling too good today, I've got a bit of cough, I wear it. I worked in China and that happened years ago. So people went to the chemist when they had a cold and put a mask on because they were thinking of other people. They didn't want to transmit their cold virus. So it's something you're taught in other countries to look after other people, whereas some countries think more of the looking after myself. It's just a cultural thing. So, but the mask has basically become like a seatbelt now. It's open the door, mask on, go out, close the door, mask off, or sit in a bar, mask off. So I don't think it's going to be a big problem. It was a big problem but this goes back to the fact that people are trying to find a way around the thing instead of just doing it and shutting up.
I'm hoping by July, though, surely there will be some restrictions lifted if the Canarian government want all the UK and European tourists back. They've got to surely lift some of the restrictions.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, you are right.
I understand wearing it in a supermarket or, you know, if you're breathing over food, fair enough. But when you're walking around outside, if you're on a summer holiday, you don't want those kind of restrictions.
I agree with you on that. I mean, I think walking down the front when the wind's blowing is pretty stupid anyway. But the reason they did that was to say, we want a rule that is easy to understand. You know, if you're outside, wear a mask. That's a simple rule, right? So, yeah. But if they're sort of saying you have to wear a mask if you're facing away from the wind and you're 3.8 meters away from the next person that's got blue socks on, then, you know, that's something that just people don't understand. So at the moment, they're sort of saying masks when you're outside. They're not. I mean, they are stopping people who are blatantly not wearing masks.
Yeah.
But it's not that they're waiting around the corner and fining you €500. That's not happening. I think it's basically just say, be careful. And if you're doing sport, I do sport in the morning now. I go for a walk, and walking uphill for me is sport. You know that, right? So I take my mask down while I'm walking uphill. And if somebody's coming, I put it back up. Nobody seems to bother about that. I know that was a bit of a mask park warden at the beginning, but now I've sort of come to realize that it's going to be part of life for a long time. And just common sense, just make a bit of common sense. But I think that you're right. In the summer, if both figures of both countries are so low that the infection rates are on a drastic downward spiral, then I think that will be one of the first things to be lifted is masks in the street. You're probably right. Yeah. Keep it indoors, but out in fresh air, probably be gone.
I think we've got some kind of light at the end of the tunnel now. Yesterday, with Boris's statement as well, we've got a roadmap out of this lockdown, so it does give us something to look forward to. It's looking like June, isn't it, at the moment? But I'm going to ask you question number 10 shortly. What we're going to do is hello to everybody who's just joined in or just joined us. We've now got 447 people watching, which is great for midday. Can you hit that thumbs up for us, guys?
Thumbs up, everybody.
Hit that thumbs up. Doesn't cost you a penny. It just pushes it out to YouTube, and it'll give other people this information for Tenerife. So we've got here, we've got any expat, hello there. We've got Ellsworstein, hello to everybody. I'm not going to read everybody's names because I'm trying to get information out for people today. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe. And if you want one of these Let's Go to Tenerife 2021 t-shirts, that's in the description below. And we've also got Timothy Dowd here, who's the man with all the information from Tenerife. I'm going to put his details in the description below. If you're watching on catch up, it will be there now. If you're watching now, it won't. And it's youtube.com/LWMST. And don't forget to subscribe to me too. So I'm going to come to my question now is bars and restaurants. What's happening? Yes. Are they open? Are they going under? And are they going to be there when we get back?
Wow, that's a big question. If you're in an area that has put all its eggs in the tourist basket, like the Fania Bay Tour Viscous Front, or in areas where it was total tourists, then they are hurting. One of my favorite bars, the Winchester, closed its doors and has said they're not going to reopen until things get better. Because in those areas where it's like wall-to-wall hotel and holiday let apartments, it's not really worth opening because there is no passing trade. And I don't know how those people can survive unless it was so great when they were open that they were earning millions during the seasons. And of course, we have season all year round here, that they've got enough buffer to stay closed, I think the word is, because to open up for like 5 people for the afternoon is probably not worth it. Having said that, if you go into the villages, and especially our village here, there are certain pubs that were geared to tourists and they're not doing very well. But the pubs that are geared to locals, they're doing great. In fact, I would say that they haven't changed. So the ones that were full with locals are still full with locals.
Just a quick question here from Callum Mills Brown. This is going to put you on the spot, this one. I like this one. With the chances of international travel opening up on the 17th/21st of June, not sure which one it is, would you say book a holiday now, just in case we can go then, concerned around prices shooting up? That's a good question. If only you had a crystal ball.
I do have a crystal ball, it just doesn't work. Do you want me to go and get it? Okay. My advice, and let's face it, who am I, right? But my advice is that it depends how you book a holiday. If you book a holiday with a reputable holiday booking system, and that can be anything from online to a high street travel agent, then I think that you go into the travel agents and you ask them, because they're the ones that are going to be looking after you. In fact, I think that this pandemic is going to make travel agents a lot more valuable. So get one that you trust and go with them. The times for booking a flight for $10 and winging it when you get here, I think are going to be over. On the other hand, prices of holidays, because they are commodities, fluctuate, as you all know, and supply and demand. So I can imagine on the day that the floodgates open, people are going to start making money, right?
Yeah.
So if you can afford to lose the money, book a holiday now. If you can't afford to lose the money, don't.
Yes, it's well, it's good. It's well said. Good advice. good advice. I did see although I don't watch the news, it did pop up on my notifications, unfortunately, and it did say that the holiday companies, this is in the UK, by the way, I know we've got people watching from around the world, that the holiday companies today have been bombarded with bookings, and they've taken more today than they have done in the last year. It's been crazy. They've really been with bookings. So if you definitely want a holiday, I'd probably, book something, because it looks like it's going to be very busy. As you say, the floodgates open, it's literally going to be like that. So Neil Bland just said, book a package with a tour operator, Atoll and Abta, and might help to use a credit card too for in the event that a refund is required. That's good advice, I think, actually, Neil Bland.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it's, if you're booking it with a reputable company, then obviously you're not going to lose money. But what I was talking about was people who are winging it and maybe booking a private flat and stuff like that. Then the thing is, if you book a private villa now, and then all of a sudden in 2 months' time they realize they can get 3 times the price, because they're just going to chuck you out. They're just going to say, "Oh, we don't have that booking."
Yeah.
Or they'll just, they'll cancel you, and for that you went for $1,000 and charge $3,000. So if they're not a reputable company, if it's a private villa or whatever, then you're not covered with anything anyway. So if you can afford it and you want to book it, but with a reputable company.
It does give people, something to look forward to as well, doesn't it? I guess so.
True. Yeah.
Robert Master says, just heads up, if anyone doesn't know, Jet2 have cancelled flights up to and including the 16th of May. I didn't think, I'm not even thinking of anything until I think June, as we've said, sort of like mid-June. Scotsman in Tenerife, how you doing? They've just said as well, pay by credit card. It's data, not date, so it's going to be the key. That's what Boris is all about, data, isn't he? And good point here, done trucking. All the more reason not to go all-inclusive, go self-catering and keep the bars and businesses open. I was going to say that because that's a good point by Dun Trucking. He said to not go self-catering, but there are a lot of people, myself one of them, where self-catering is a lot more cost-effective. I mean, I've got 2 children now, a young child, I've got 4 children, but two children that are young that would go abroad with me, and it can work out expensive. What do you think that the future is now? What does the future hold for self-catering all-inclusive holidays?
Well, an all-inclusive holiday is based on what you're getting and what the price is. And so that, for some people, is a very important part of their holiday. They know they can just relax. They can go and get a soda or a drink at the bar. The kids can get their chips or the little snacks or whatever around the pool, and there's no extras that they're going to have to worry about. And so for a lot of people, that is a great holiday. Others think differently. They say, I just want a bed for the night, maybe a bit of breakfast in the morning, and then I'm out all day and I'll get something out for lunch, and then dinner we can pick any restaurant we like. And they plan for that financially as well. So it depends on who you are and what type of person you are. I think the all-inclusive hotels, because of the way that you've got to move around now and the safety aspects, that it's going to be slightly different. I don't know what it's going to be different, but I think that there's not going to be people bustling at the buffets. There might be a difference in people who can self-serve at a bar. I'm sure that might change. So I think to wait and see, because a lot of the hotels are still not open. So they should be gearing up now. We've got to give them at least a month's notice. So hopefully today, when the ban is being reviewed, that they're going to review that as well. But as soon as we are able to accept mass tourism again, you're going to have everything on offer. You're going to have self-catering, you're going to have bed and breakfast, you're going to have half board, and it just depends on what type of holiday you want. But the holiday will be different. Tenerife as a whole, having said that, is going forward to make your holiday experience a lot better. So we've taken the opportunity now to increase the quality of our holidays here by revamping all the hotels that were closed. Lots of hotels have done refurbishments, and also there are 3 or 4 projects running to make holidaying in Tenerife a lot more interactive and culturally aware. So it's not that we want to get away from sun, sea, sand, and sangria and €1 a pint, but we're offering more culture now, and we're offering it at a better price, but at a better value. So there might be some holidays on offer that you may not have thought of, and keep your eyes open for that, because cultural holidays are going to be a thing. And of course, the Canarian culture has suffered in the South, I would say, in the past, and they want to bring that back out now. So your foreign holiday will actually be a foreign holiday again, instead of just your neighbours in sun, fried in your own fat.
I have to say, I mean, obviously I've been over to Tenerife many times, and I have to say the bars and restaurants anyway, the prices are, I mean, they're really cheap if you look around and you shop around. There's so many places, so many nice places, and you're better off with a bit of variety. I mean, and we've all done it. I've been there. We've gone all inclusive, and we've gone, come on, let's go out for the day. So you still go out, and you end up spending as well. So you may as well spread it around a bit, spread the love a little bit. Give the hotels their money for the accommodation, and support the bars and restaurants. However, yep. I did ask you this before, about a year ago, and I still have it on record where you said, and I quote,
oh.
No, it's not too serious. You said, I think this is going to be the end of the €1 pint. And when I was there in September, I still found them. Do you think it's going to be the end of the €1 pint?
I still think it'll be the end of the €1 pint. Okay. Okay, let me backtrack.
You're answering
some people some people have been accusing me have been accusing me of not wanting a certain type of holiday maker. And that is not true. That is not true. But what I was saying was that supply and demand denotes the price you pay for something. So if there are 20 bars on a strip and they're all open, one of them needs to sell a pint for $1 to get your bums on their seats, right?
Yeah.
If there's 20 bars and 3 of them are open, they might not have to do that. They might be turning people away. So it depends on how many bars and how many people will denote the price you're going to pay for a pint. Now, if there's a bar in Los Cristianos, so that 95 pence a pint, 95 cents a pint that you've stopped in a few times, I think they'll just carry on doing that. But when I said it will be the end of $1 a pint, I think it will be this, that the demand will outweigh the supply, and that invariably in a capitalist society will increase the prices of the products. So that's what I was saying. I wasn't saying anything about the culture or the type of holidaymaker or anything like that.
Difficult to answer that question about a €1 pint than any of the COVID questions.
I was young and frivolous a year ago.
Somebody's put here, Sharon Freeman, not a chance, Tim. Sorry, they won't get rid of the €1 pint. Do you know,
I think opinions are like bottoms.
I know
everybody's got one.
But they should keep it to themselves.
They should keep it to themselves.
Will the Canarian government let us back by June? If you've just joined us, by the way, you are live from the island of Tenerife. Hit that thumbs up, by the way, and hit the subscribe button, and also subscribe to Tim. I'm going to put his details in the description below. We've got here Jane Bilson, by the way. Pedro Sanchez said he didn't want tourists back until 70% of the population was vaccinated. Do you think he will keep to this, as Spain's vaccine program doesn't seem to be going very fast? That's a good question. So
It is a good question, but it's based on wrong information. About 3 months ago or 2 months ago, Sanchez went to the global tourist. I can't remember what it was, but he had made a speech in Spanish in Madrid. And in the speech, he said two things. He said, we want vaccination is the key to mass tourism. That was one thing he said. And then in another breath, he said, we should have 70% of our people vaccinated by September. Now, the newspapers put those two pieces of information together and said tourist ban till September. And that was not what he said. What he said was that they are fighting to reopen the tourist routes now. In fact, we do have tourists on the island from places that are allowing travel, and they are the way you can enter Spain at the moment, if you're not on the banned list, is to go through the PCR test and the registration process and stay in a tourist accommodation. You get the free insurance for COVID then. So that is still active at the moment, and we still do have tourists. We only have about less than 10% of the normal tourists that we normally have on the island. So it's but Sanchez is opening up Spain for tourism as quickly as possible, and this could be sometime in March. May for Britain, I think, is on your roadmap. And depending on what they do today, the ban might be extended 2 weeks or not, as the case may be. But I think May the 17th. If Britain say we're allowed foreign holidays, I think that Spain would jump at that, especially if the things are going down, the cases are going down. So Sanchez didn't say that holidays are not going to happen until September. He said two things that other people actually interpreted to be the same thing, which it wasn't.
Thank you for answering that one.
You're welcome.
That was good an answer in the €1 pint one, wasn't it? People saying they're going to go camping in England. Have a good time. Have a good one. In fact, Neil Bland, anyone thinking of Haven holidays in the UK this year? I've not been to Haven. I think I've been to Pontins when I was younger. It's a little bit like Heidi High, isn't it? It's supposed to be really good.
I used to work at Butlins in 1978. I was a smudger photographer in Butlins Pwllheli.
Smudger photographer, what's that?
A smudger is the nickname for a photographer. The guy used to go up to you on a holiday and go, give us a quid.
We've got, let's have a look. I'm going to read a few more. If you've just joined us, by the way, make sure that you hit that thumbs up button and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and also subscribe to Timothy Dowd here, who's live from the island of Tenerife. Last summer, Thomas Jones says, last summer we visited a restaurant advertising €1 pint, but we were charged more than that. I checked the poster again and spotted tiny text under the headline, €1 pint until 6 p.m. Yes, there are those bars there that do that. They only do them till a certain time. By the way, you can get a €1.50 pint of Alhambra at the moment, just for information for anybody that is there, at Lily's Tea Rooms. €1.50. Now, €1.50 for Alhambra, because that's a quality lager, that is brilliant. So you can get that at the moment at Lily's Tea Rooms. So there you go. And you can also get, if you want to support them, by the way, I'm not paid to say this, but Lily's Tea Room, I'll put the description in the link below. They have a website and you can purchase some vouchers, and I think they've got a deal on at the moment. Don't know the whole ins and outs of it, but when you want your afternoon tea, you can head over there and have a look at that one. Scotsman in Tenerife, I'm going to ask this one. Great channel, Scotsman in Tenerife. We have got here, Tim, do you think Tenerife and Canary Islands are in a stronger position to let tourists back than mainland Spain, just like
Definitely.
when they had travel corridor? Definitely. I
think that we can control the holiday better on the island. I think that also the infrastructure that we put in place last year to open up in July and then again in November was perfect. The protocols we have in place are making it safe for everybody. I don't think there's been one case where a tourist has brought COVID to the island. So I think all the cases that we have here are homegrown, mixing amongst ourselves. So I think that we are well positioned to be able to accept tourists as soon as they are allowed out of the UK. And as I said, we are accepting tourists today, as long as you come from a country that is not on the list and you do the tests and follow the protocols. So yeah, it's all in your hands, guys.
Excellent. Karen Slater said, Lee, what's going on with the beard? You look like Santa. Are you trained to be Santa? Yes, I am, because that way I can get a sleigh with Rudolph and I can get to Tenerife.
Actually, Santa don't come here. He comes on the 6th of December here.
The 6th of December. It's different, isn't it?
It is.
Neil Bland, thank you very much. Thank you for your support there. Thank you very much. Thanks for being here. And thank you, Neil. And I hope to see you in Tenerife for a few pints. We've got, I can't remember who this was. I'm not going to scroll back down, but somebody said, do you think the taxi fares will be going up from the airports to the holiday destinations?
Taxi fares are controlled by the government, and no.
See, this is good. This is why we ask Tim these questions, because you are the man that knows. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Tim's also got his own channel. Tim lives in Tenerife, as you can see. It's not a green screen behind him. So subscribe to his channel if you're watching on catch up. I'm going to put his description in the link below. Very, very knowledgeable man there, and he's also got an excellent channel. And you do all the multi-screens better than me as well. I'm just using Zoom.
You got to, if you go to timothydowd.com/live and go down to the bottom, there's a button at the bottom that gives you a free trial of StreamYard. And StreamYard, you can stream to YouTube and Twitch and Twitter or Periscope and Facebook simultaneously with all these screens that I do, and it's free. And if you want a paid one, I think the paid ones start at $25 a month.
If you do want to ask Tim some questions, and I've missed you today on these, if you do go over to Tim's channel and you subscribe to Tim's channel, you can actually, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but I'm sure you'll be all right.
Sure.
You can actually join in and be on Tim's live, so you can ask him some questions there. So you just you can join in on his live, and you see him you can join in on the screen.
How many did we have last night? I think we had 6 people, didn't we, on last night?
6 people on, yes. If you
you, me, Rick MacMaster, Tom Herdman, and Ian Miller.
Yes, we did. So
and Chris, I did say Chris, yeah.
And Chris as well. Somebody asked how Christine is as well. How is she?
SSDD. Same, different day.
But she's fine.
Oh, she's fine. Basically, for those of you, thank you very much for pushing my channel, by the way, Lee. If I could do a quick summary of what it is. It's called Living with MS in Tenerife because I started it as a cathartic exercise to be able to talk to people whilst I'm locked on the island with my wife, away from all my family. And it started like that, but it's become a sort of a way to express ourselves and to show people that in the face of adversity, you can still have fun, that your illness does not define you whatsoever. It doesn't matter how debilitating or limiting it is. It is a channel that only brings love and fun. We do discuss some serious topics on a Wednesday balcony banter sometimes, but on the Monday, I try and get into my leather pants, my Bavarian leather pants. And on Friday, I do a Freaky Friday where I sit in a bar and just answer your questions. So if you want to join that. But if you want to see anything that I do, go to timothydowd.com. I put everything there. Links to my podcast, which is a daily podcast, which gives you the latest COVID on the island, the latest weather, news from Janet Anscombe's website, read by me in my beautiful little deep voice. And also I take a look at the government website about what they're putting out as well. So if you want information, podcast every day, it goes out around about 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. And that's called Aftcast. But you don't have to remember all this. Just remember timothydowd.com, and that'll take you there, and you can go wherever you want after that. Thanks, Julie. Thanks, Lee, for letting me do that.
No problem. And I will put all Tim's details in the description below. If you're watching on catch up, it will be there now. If you're watching now, it won't, but it will be later. And we've got somebody here who have you had a hair clip, Lee? Yes, but not an illegal one, because my daughters are both hairdressers. We've got somebody said, oh, I can't see who it was, but we've got somebody who asked about hotels. Can you see them prepping at the moment? I can't remember who it was, sorry, but all the hotels prepping. Have you seen any prep? Any restaurants prepping to be opening again? Or
I've not seen hotels that are prepping for visitors, but a lot of the hotels are upgrading their services, so they've got builders in and stuff like that. They've got sort of paper on the walls, they're painting, they're decorating. So, but I haven't seen, or I don't know any of my friends that work in hotels that have been requested to come back yet. So I think that's March. I don't know. April might be the beginning of it. Let's say Easter. I think Good Friday is on the 2nd of April this year. So I think after that we might see some more hotels opening. May is typically our low season. So the 1st of May is typically the worst part of the year. And so the 17th of May looks like, if it's coordinated with the British allowing to go on holiday, that might be the time that we're looking for. So no, I don't think they're prepping for mass tourism at the moment, but they are upgrading their services and their infrastructure.
Marvellous. Andrew Horseman, thank you very much there for your support. Hi, MacMaster and Tim. Been watching you both for a year now. Great information as always. Just had to rebook for the 4th time in a year. Hopefully it's September. If I bump into you, Andrew, then let's have a beer together. That'll be fantastic. Thank you for your support there.
That goes double for me, Andrew, because you're on my live every time and you support the channel. Thank you very, very much as well for that. It's people like you that keep us going, eh, Lee?
It is. It absolutely is. I really appreciate the support. We've got 516 people watching. Just before we wind this up, hit the thumbs up, guys. That doesn't cost you a penny, and I really do appreciate it. It does push it out there. I want to say well, I've got to ask you this question first. Question number 10. When do you think I'll be coming back to Tenerife?
I think the afternoon of the 17th of May.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first.
I've
been wrong. I've been wrong so many times, Lee. I might as well just go for it these days, eh?
I've got to say thank you very much to Timothy Dowd over there in Tenerife, who without Timothy, I wouldn't be able to answer all these questions, because you are the man who answers all the questions.
That's only because I can read.
That's what I'm doing wrong.
That's what you're doing wrong.
If you've got any questions for Tim, join him on his channel, youtube.com/LWMST. He's live on Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 5:55. So you can join in. You can actually be on the actual YouTube stream as well. You can join into that. You can be on air and you can ask questions yourself rather than just popping up there in little comments. You can actually ask him and be on there yourself. Thank you to the moderators. Thank you very much. Didn't really have to moderate much today. It's been very good. And most of all, thank you to everybody who's watched today. And please hit that thumbs up. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button as well. And I hope to see you all in Tenerife. Tim, thank you very much.
You are very welcome, my friend.
Have a €1 pint from me to you.
I'll charge you for it.
And charge me for it. Send me an invoice. Have a few.
I'm going to start charging a penny for the thumbs up.
Excellent. Keep it in the thumbs up. We'll get there.
Keep it in the thumbs up. Cost you a penny. You're going to spend a penny. I hope I'm not missing out on my... did you lose me?
No, I've got you there. You're just making me jealous. Look at that blue sky. I've got grey outside.
Oh, yeah.
Here. Oh, look at that.
Oh, dear. Let me start with the mountain. Oh. That's the Roc del Conde. And we're coming around to Guaza and then Las Americas, Los Cristianos. And then those two buildings are hiding the Hard Rock Hotel. And beyond that is the Antarctic. In fact, there's no land between us and the Antarctic. If you skim me past Dakar, and over there is South America, and then Florida, and then La Gomera.
Oh, beautiful! Absolutely.
Did you see me?
I can't wait to get back. You're making me jealous. Have a nice cold beer for me.
I got a cold beer in the fridge for you.
You have one of those. Thank you again, Tim.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
And I shall see you in the next one. Don't forget to tune in to Tim. What day is it today? What are we on? Tuesday. Tune in to Tim tomorrow night.
Tuesday.
5:55.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Or go and listen to the podcast. I'm publishing it in about an hour.
There you go. I'll pop all your links in the description below. Thanks, Tim.